good looking. Hello, 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 everyone. Happy Thursday night. I'm Tia Knapp, and I have my good friend, Dr. Michael Gross, with me on this beautiful podcast.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us.
We are so grateful that Michael can come and share about 30 minutes of his words of wisdom. I'm excited for the topic tonight, the mechanics of manifestation. And for those of you who are new, I just wanted to let you know that Dr. Michael Gross channels the information. So put your comments and your questions in the comments. And then at the end, when he's done with his message, we'll make sure that we get to your questions as well. For now, Dr. Michael Gross is a professional keynote speaker, a transformational coach, and the author of the Spiritual Primer. And I will put all his contact information in the comments so that you can definitely see more about what he does and how he helps all of us. He is truly a blessing in my life and so totally a blessing to so many more. So on that note, Michael, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you so that you can go ahead and share this phenomenal message.
All right, thank you very much. It's so happy to be here. You know, I was thinking and meditating and having conversation with the true source. I mentor many people, many beautiful souls and things they do. I do workshops on manifestation and other workshops. But I suddenly realized, as the true source was telling me, that we have to take a mechanical approach to this for many souls to understand. So I'm going to talk about the brain. Always when I talk about something, someone will bring up, well, you didn't say this, you didn't say that. I'm not a brain expert, okay? I'm just telling you how it works. So please excuse me if I use the wrong nomenclature or something like that. Everything you say has a frequency and energy and vibration. So understand there's energy out there. Everything is energy, everything. And I'm going to use some metaphors and then explain how we manifest those beautiful things in our life. Also the chaos in our life and other miscellaneous experiences. First of all, what I'd like you to understand is all energy is neutral, it just hangs out there. So let's take a look at electricity. Yes, we produce electricity, but it's kind of neutral, just hangs out there. Oh, I think I'll take the electricity and I'll use it for heating my home. Perfect. I think I'll take some more electricity and use it to cook and bake with. Perfect. I think I'll use the electricity to air condition my home. Perfect. I think I'll take the electricity and have lights and so on. Perfect. Then you may take electricity and say, I think I'm going to create chaos and I'm going to punish somebody and touch them with this electrical shock and they may die from it. Or you have a little crack in the wiring, or you don't do it right and you have an explosion of some kind of technical energy that's there. And by that I mean a computer or a power plant, or perhaps you can start a fire, or hate to say this, but you can electrocute somebody in prison and they die. The question is it the electricity doing it, or is it how you're using the electricity? And that's so important. How are you using it? So the energy, all energy is neutral out there. And when you're talking about manifesting, first of all, energy is neutral. It doesn't judge. That's the first thing. Doesn't judge whether you're worthy or unworthy. Doesn't judge whether you should have it or not. The decision is up to you. And it's always been up to you and never has changed. But are we taught that? Of course not. We're not taught that. And we look at religiosity and say, you know, there's negative energy that is killing us or attacking us or whatever. So look at energy. It's neutral. You are energy. You have a bunch of atoms, particles, molecules, neutrino, mitochondria, et cetera, et cetera. And how it responds to your body is the way you feel about yourself. So as a true seller said, you know, are you a slave of your fears or master of your life? Think about the wisdom of those words. In other words, you have the ability to create whatever you so desire to create. And the other one, the true source said to me, what the mind can conceive, the body will believe. Well, let's take a look at that. You know, I've had people I talk to, well, I can't go skiing. I'm going to break my ankle or break my leg. They go out, see, I told you so. No, you took the energy of breaking your ankle or breaking your leg and you created it. And then you go, no, I don't. No, I don't. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. And we're going to go through the nomenclature, how it occurs. However, I want to lay out that background for every one of you to know you're in charge of your body. So we look at many souls. They may have cancer, heart conditions, diabetes. They may be underweight, overweight, angry, frustration, fears, doubts, or whatever. And we create that energy by what is called our belief system. We are not taught we are worthy. And I'll just reiterate, my mother always said, Michael, you can do anything. I'll tell you this, if you look at my resume, I've done so many things. I've been in the jungles of South America. I've been in foreign countries. I got it off the plane with their AK-47s, and I was looked at suspiciously and rushed through customs because I was working for an international corporation. As I said, I've been in the jungles, all different places. I've done work for other things, and I never planned it. That's the first. Do not plan anything. Uh-oh. Why would I say that? First of all, you have to accept unconditionally your soul know what's best for you. So as you say, or I say, if you don't know where you're going, you can't get lost. And that's been my motto for years. Remember, my mother said, you can do anything. Something would go, oh, I can do this. I don't know, I could do this. I've been in businesses, worked for corporations. I can do this. And it always worked out. Why? Because I believe, that's the first thing, I believe I can do this. And I was smart enough to talk to the right people or listen or meditate and get what I call true inner source guidance. You know, that's my acronym, as you would say, for God. True inner source guidance or soul guidance. Your soul is always tied to the true source. Your DNA, figurative speech, is tied to the true source, just like your DNA is to your ancestors. So, understanding all that, we're laying out a little more background. I talk about FABA, Frank, Barbara, Apple. Well, what is FABA? Faith, belief, and acceptance. Well, how does that work? I'm glad you asked. Faith, you can do anything. Faith, I am now, keyword, NOW, able to achieve this. Okay, faith, belief. Now, what is it you desire? That I am now healed. I am now prosperous. I am now loving. I'm now caring. I'm now successful. Now let's add a little bit more to it. I am now perfectly successful. I'm now perfectly healed. I'm now perfectly having fun. I now have my perfect relationship. Now I have my perfect job. Whatever it is, you do not need a laundry list or a roll of toilet paper running down this, running down that, running down this. The only reason you're doing that is because you don't have faith and belief it's going to happen. And you don't want to miss anything. Guarantee you, because I know you will miss something. When I was manifesting my used car when I was teaching college, my truck was great, passed everything but a gas station. So I manifested a used car. It was a Honda Civic station wagon. Great car. And I said the transmission, blah, 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 went on and went on and on. You know what I forgot? Mention the battery. 4 days later, the battery died. Right? The true source said, how about your perfect car? Well, I put over 100,000 miles on it. One set of tires, by the way. Same transmission. Sold it to a friend of mine. He said the best car he ever had. And he probably put 60, 70,000 miles on it. It is a tribute to Honda, but it's also a tribute that I manifested with spirit, with my soul, the perfect car for me. Now I want to back off a little bit. When you're manifesting, A, you talk in the now, like it's already occurred, and B, you just have to say perfect. Do not make a list. They try to teach, you put it on the refrigerator, you do this or you do this, and your manifestation. Why? Well, does it work? I'm sure it does to some degree. But let's say you desire, I should say, to manifest what I call your made in heaven miracle mate. So you cut somebody's picture out. Do they look like that? Nope. What is all about is trusting that you have the energy, the power, and the vibration to manifest. Let's move forward. Now you have the left brain, midbrain, and right brain. I'm not going to go into the exact nomenclature because I'm not an expert, but I'm giving you an overview. So they say if you're right-handed, your left brain is the female side, your right side is the male side, and they have the midbrain and frontal cortex. But what I really want to address is the amygdala, which is in the back of the head. They call it the reticular activator. This is the way it works. Supposing you want to buy a red Honda Accord, and that's what I think I desire. Yeah, I'm going to buy that. All of a sudden, you see a ton of red Honda Accords. Well, they've always been there, but you weren't interested, so you're kind of not paying attention to it. But what does this tell you? When you want a red Honda Accord or you're made in heaven miracle mate, all of a sudden, there's an electronic message that goes out. And this message is look at all of them. You're paying attention to them. So why do I talk about electric? We know our brain has electrical energy. How do you know? There's an electroencephalogram. They hook up wires to your skull, and there's a chart, a graph that goes up and down. So it has to be electrical because you wouldn't have that. Now let's talk about another brain, figure of speech, and that is your heart chakra, not your heart, your heart chakra. And that's really important for you to understand your heart chakra. Every emotion that you have comes from your heart chakra, every emotion. You ever hear a person say, my heart hurts because of Jane or John, or I'm in pain because they're hurting? It's not physical, it's an emotional. Well, what happens when you feel that emotion in your heart chakra? Love, joy, happiness, anger, frustration, whatever it may be. That energy that you're feeling in your heart chakra is now directly connected to the brain. Then it produces hormones, endorphins. You may have energy, you feel happy, joy, or you may feel sad or depressed or anxiety. It all has to do with emotion. It's energy. I'm saying that very slow. It is energy. That's what you are composed of. Now that we have the understanding that your heart chakra has the energy and that it goes to the brain, what happens next? Excuse me. Get a little trying to fight a note. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. My cold is now healed. It's not going to succeed in my body. And I believe that. I'm sending that message. I'm feeling the joy here, goes here, activating my brain cells, my endorphins, so on and so forth, and my immune system. It's activated. Now there are certain key words. I hope I get this. I wish I get it. I want to get it. Maybe I'll have it. Someday it'll happen. Well, I don't know if I deserve it. These words limit you. I hope, I wish, someday, perhaps. Am I worthy of it? It's not yet. It hasn't happened. All these are negative words. When the universe says, oh, you're doubting this. Okay, that must be what you want. Well, no, that's not what I want. Well, that's what you're saying. You want the block. You desire the block because you're mentioning it. I don't care. My energy is neutral. That's the way the universe works. I had a student years ago, and he said, I saw some pennies. I said, you pick it up? No, they're only pennies. I said, you realize you're telling to the universe you don't want money? Well, it's only 3, 4 cents, but that's what you're telling the universe. So the next week he comes in and he found like 20 cents or 25 cents in dimes and nickel. And he said, give thanks. I give thanks. Next week he found a couple of dollars, then it was $20, then he found $35 or $40. And then we don't know what happened because it changed. Told the universe, thank you, I accept this. That's so important. We talk about the universe It's energy. We're all energy. And you're telling the vibration and frequency of energy that I appreciate it, I'm worthy by giving thanks. So would like to say at this point, we get a bad rap. The bad rap we give is to the true source, or people would say God, or God, the true source, or whatever. So you're kind of being taught true source punishes you. True source is unconditional love. That's all there is. And Jesus taught true source is loving and forgiving. Well, let's talk about that. If the true source is nothing but love, why would the true source want to punish you? The only one punishing you is your doubt, your fear, and anxiety and feeling of unworthiness. You are creating the energy. Remember, you're drawing that energy into you. Oh, of unworthiness, it's not going to work, I'm sick, and so on and so forth. Now, sometimes we create an energy because it's karmic, we came here to learn something. However, let's say it is detrimental. Let's say it's negative. How long do you want it to exist? That's important. How long do you want it to exist? Well, I just want it to exist for 10 seconds or less. Congratulations. So why don't you say that? Well, I said it, but it didn't happen. Why? Why are you doubting it? Why aren't you giving it a chance? What do you believe in? When a person says something, unless you really believe it, I am now healed. I am now sorry for what I've created. And you feel the emotion in your heart, goes out to your brain, goes out to the universe, goes, oh, Michael's really sorry. I can feel his pain. Okay, we're going to remove this because he doesn't need it anymore. Why don't I need it anymore? Because I learned what I was supposed to learn from it. So I created this to grow. That's part of karma. Karma means an experience. Maybe there's something chaotic you created in a past life or whatever. But once you know what it is, it's seconds long or as long as you want it to be. It's your choice. So let's go back to the manifestation. I've already told you how you're manifesting the chaos in your life. I'm just checking the clock here. We may run a few minutes over, we may be on time. Now, you got the reticular activator focusing on whatever you desire to create. The energy's out there. It goes from your heart to the brain. Brain goes out. There's an energy that's going out by the law of magnetic attraction. It's attracting and creating whatever you think you believe in. Okay. So how long will it take? We always say in the now. However you go, your soul goes now. We're going to bring it in a perfect time for you. Perfect time. Well, I want it right now. Well, maybe right now is a perfect time. Maybe your soul says no. You have to wait a week. I'd like to tell you this story. One of my students came in many years ago and he said, I'm behind with my IRS payments and they're going to auction off my farm. This is on a Monday. When are they doing it? On Saturday. Well, let's do a manifestation that you're able to obtain the prosperity and abundance of monies to pay off the IRS. And so we did all the energy. And I said, that's it. Forget about it. Don't mess with it. Don't play with it. Comes back to class Monday. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Shaking his head. What happened? The IRS was there. They're about to auction off the farm. And what happened? The auctioneer had a gallbladder attack. And he said, I can't do this. I'm in pain. He had to sit down. They actually called an ambulance. And he went and they had to remove the gallstones. He found out later. But he didn't manifest the person doing the auction, the auctioneer. He manifested he would have the money. So they rescheduled a month later. Guess what? In 2 weeks or 3 weeks, he had the money, paid off the IRS, and kept the farm. That's how powerful we are as a manifester. He didn't manifest sickness. True Source didn't manifest him being in the hospital. None of that. It was really a gift, and I tell you why. Had that auctioneer been driving his car and had a severe attack, he could have, we don't know that, had an accident, driven off the road, killed himself, or injured himself. It was really a gift because it could be taken care of right away. And obviously, removing the gallstones, he's no longer in pain. So when we manifest something, you don't need to know how it works. Forget it. Some people are analogical. That's my word for analytical and logical. Whatever it is, it occurs. Now we're going to take this a little bit further. I'm going to condense it. First of all, faith, belief, and acceptance, FABA. Remember, faith, I am able to do this. Belief, it is now occurring. Acceptance, I am worthy of it. And if you don't think you're worthy of everything. Because you look at your life. You created your life. You mean I created all this chaos? Uh-huh. You also created all the joy and happiness. What I'd like you to do now is when you're ready, you sit there or whatever, and you say, I call upon the true source, dream heaven. True sources, created resources, an acronym for your guides and angels, etc. True sources, miracle medium of love. That's all the energy is that I now desire. I'm now achieving. I'm now having whatever it is. And you describe it. So I'm going to say, I'm now achieving my perfect car. Close your eyes. Feel it in your heart, the joy, the happiness. Take a deep breath and just let it go. And it goes all the way up to the crown chakra. In the brain. The brain sends out the signal. Here's the signal. Michael's perfect car. Michael's perfect car. And then all of a sudden, when you forget about it, you give thanks. You say it's already here. It will appear in your life. And remember, that develops trust, doesn't it? Trust is perfect. Well, it has to be a Bugatti. Well, go ahead, spend 20 million for a Bugatti if that makes you happy. Of course, I heard that when they do a tune-up on it and get it ready, I read it was $100,000. So good for you, you know. But as Steve Jobs said, a $30 watch will tell the same time as a $300 watch. $3,000 car will get you the same distance as a $40,000 car. And then he said, but you can't buy perfect health. And that is so important. So manifesting what is perfect for you, just enjoy it. The other caveat I'd like to add is one more thing. And that is on the deathbed. It's reported by the nurses and his family before he took his last breath. He said, quote, unquote, wow, oh, wow, oh, wow, oh, wow. And then he burst out of his body. It tells you something that's really beautiful. I don't want to address that now, but I wanted to share this. I am open to all kinds of questions. And if you'd like more information, let me know, and I'll expand upon it more. But remember, the reticular activator, you are now zoning in like a laser. You're perfect, whatever it is. Apply these, and you will be amazed. And don't sit there and analyze and question it, because that says you don't have belief. And the universe goes, oh, okay, well, we'll wait till you are ready to accept this. And well, I'm not sending out blocks. You are about the doubt. You would not say, is it going to really happen? Has it happened? Did I do it right? Did I say the right words? Remember, perfect. And remember this, that you are the SOUL/SOLE creator of your life. And you are unlimited. I want to thank you all. I'd like to talk to you about a few things. But before we continue, Gio, are there any questions?
Not today, Michael. I'll double check in one other place. But what we do have is some beautiful hearts for you.
All right.
Yeah.
Always accept hearts.
Yeah, just let me double check really quick. I haven't seen any questions. So let me just do one more quick peek. No, we're good.
All right. So I'd like to share some information with all of you. And every Tuesday evening, 6:30 p.m. Pacific time to 7:30 p.m. Pacific time, it is called Soul Awakening. Really, what does that mean? It means that we share information. You ask any question, hopefully I can answer them. But more importantly, we share information. And sharing information, maybe you forgot about it, maybe you learned something new, whatever it is, but you're sharing information. And I've had people say, well, I knew this, I knew that. Congratulations. Maybe you didn't remember, and I'm just reminding you. And it's so important. I've been at this many, 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 many years. and I've forgotten many things. And when you ask a question, oh, I remember that, thank you. I look at that as a gift for me, as well as the answer that I channel for you as a gift. So please join us. And it's on freeconferencecall.com, which means you can be in your pajamas or whatever. I'll never know. And you ask the question. You're probably wondering, well, what's freeconferencecall.com? You call in a specific number with a code and join us. TV, give them that information.
Absolutely. We do have a comment that came in as well, but I'll give you the number. That number is 202-926-1059, and the access code, Michael?
125-446-pound. Now, using that same number, the second Saturday of every month, we have a call, the Mass Consciousness Healing. Mass Consciousness Healing is you actually become a conduit of the true source of unconditional love. It's all encompassing. Anything you can think of that love does, manifest, heal, love, joy, happiness, abundance, everything. You become that conduit to surround this planet, its inhabitants, the animal, mineral, vegetable kingdom. We're part of the animal kingdom of unconditional love, because goodness knows this planet needs healing. Tio, give them that information as well.
Absolutely. That number is 202-926-1059, and the access code, Michael?
125-446-pound. And it's going to, when you do this, it starts at 9:55 a.m. Pacific time to 11:01 Pacific time. There's a reason we have those numbers. So the first few minutes, I welcome you. You tell me where you're from, and then we go into silence. So if you join us late, a little bell will go off. I'll know somebody joined us. I'll be sending you the vibrations and energies from the true source of unconditional love. Please join us. It's only one Saturday. It's the second Saturday of every month. Please do join us. And I'd like to end something else before Chiyu talks about the comment. And that is, which is really important, on that Tuesday night, after we do Soul Awakening, I leave a 10-minute message, and there are about 422 of them. That's a lot. And they're about 10 minutes long. And they're not indexed, because I told the True Source, boy, I blew it. I forgot to index them. True Source said, no, you didn't. You want to read through 422 messages or names? No. Tell everybody their soul will guide them. And it starts at number 3. There's a reason. We'll talk about another time, up to 422. What does that mean? I don't know. I think I want to hear number 107. And then you say 107, just what I needed to hear. How do I know? Because that's the feedback. You're stuck in traffic, you're angry, you're upset, play it. You give them that information, how they can access that.
Absolutely. That number is 434-300-4170, and the code, Michael?
125-446-pound. I have fun with that. One more time, please.
434-300-4170, and code, Michael?
125-446-pound. So it's really beautiful. It's a gift for all of you. It's really wonderful. So please take advantage of that. Also, I'd like to mention that I offer a complimentary session. And offering a complimentary session, it's 20 minutes to a half an hour. Sometimes it goes a little bit longer. I'm not going to sell you anything. I will always finish up by saying, if I can be of assistance, let me know, period. That's it. I want to warn everybody. Sometimes you don't listen. Sorry about saying that. I am old school. Call me. Don't text me. Call me. And then if I'm tied up, I'll try to leave you a message. I'll get back to you. Then text me. So many people text me. Sometimes I don't look at it till the next day. Why didn't you call me right away? I needed you. Call me. And I will see you call, and then I will look to see your text message. Please, I am old school. Please, please, please. Okay. Tio, do you have any question or comment?
Well, I wanted to say you have taught me so much about manifesting and the power of faith, belief, and acceptance. And I've seen things happen in my life that by asking for nothing more than the perfect, whatever it happens to be, I'm blown away and surprised repeatedly. So, your comments here, this one's from Mary West. She writes, manifesting what is perfect sounds great. Thank you for all the information. I really need to apply it more often. She also added, all of your videos are wonderful. And I love the Saturday calls. I need to remember to hop on more often. So, for those of you who are wondering about some of the podcasts that Michael and I have done for several years now, definitely go over to Michael's YouTube channel, Dr. Michael B. Gross, because you'll see all of the recordings there. And some of the call-ins, the messages, the 10-minute recordings are also there. So definitely you owe it to yourself to take a little time and go check it out, because this man is a wealth of knowledge on so many different levels, and you don't even realize what you're missing if you don't look. So definitely you owe it to yourself to take a look at that. And again, you've got more hearts coming in, Michael.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Mary West, and thank you to you. It's an honor to be able to work with all of you. And, the true source said to me that we, those listening to me and others, are the solution. And we are to make a difference on this planet, being unconditionally loving, allowing, and non-judgmental. Sometimes it's a little challenging, but bringing through that energy will change this planet back to love and not the great divide that's going on right now. But we'll talk about that another time. So what I'd like to present to you is the latest treasure between Tio and I. This is a teamwork compilation of quotes from the true source and beautiful pictures or photographs from the award-winning photographer Tio Knapp. This is almost a year in the making, probably was a year, with all the challenges we've had. And I would suggest all of you to think about purchasing this book. First of all the proceeds of the book go to the International Institute of Self-Empowerment. It is a nonprofit 501c3. We do not make a penny. We've not charged a penny. We did nothing but turn this book into something that would create messages of empowerment. Also, I would like to suggest purchasing the book. All right. And where would the money go? It's going to be used for women who are abused, raped, and taken advantage of. And the monies are going to be used to teach them and show them how to be entrepreneurs, where they become financially independent and successful in their lives. Tia will be coaching them. I will be coaching them or mentoring them. But also I have a host of other women who are in the 6 and 7 figures, and they will be mentors to many of the women and mentoring them how to become more successful. So the book retails for $39.95. It includes shipping, handling, and tax. It is a little expensive by some, but when you see the color photographs, and the only reason we've chosen that price is because of what it cost us to print this book. To you, show them another picture, and I'll also do another one.
I'll do that. Mary also left a comment. She wrote, that new book is beautiful. I highly recommend everyone get it. Beautiful photos, and I love all the quotes. Thank you all for doing that. I don't know which
While
picture.
Tia is looking, I want to share a quote with you. And the quote I'd like to share with you, because I'm going to read it, was from the true source. And this is so very powerful. What I dislike in others, I dislike in myself. What flaws I see in others, I see in myself. What I attract to myself in relationships, I see in myself. What I enjoy about others, I enjoy in myself. What I love about others, I love about myself. Each day, and there are 100 different quotes, each day when you do this, open up to a page and say, that's my message for today, just like I did. I didn't know what I was going to open up to, but these messages are so powerful. I want to share this with you because I open up the book and say, what's my message for today? And this is part of my message for today. Just remember this to you.
I have
The
one more.
last page, go ahead.
I have it right here. All
Last,
right.
the last page, why don't you read the quote?
It says, "You are unlimited. Without life, there is no love. Without love, there is no life."
And remember that without life, there is no love. And without love, there is no life. Because you were created out of love, by love, with love, and from love. So we share this with you, to you as the information. It is not on Amazon, and we will ship it to you. And as I said, the $39.95 is the price. And all this goes, you can use a check, you can use a money order, you can use a charge card, whatever. And that will go directly to the International Institute of Self Empowerment. We want to thank all of you for joining us. We want you to know that we think you are precious, and not only think it, we now know it, you are precious, that you have given up your time to listen to us, and that you are now making a difference in abused women, children's life, in our lives, and everyone around you. So remember, you are unlimited. Share this with everyone. Thank you, everyone. Namaste. We love
Namaste.
you.
We love you. Just contact us in order to get your copy.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.